Hello, welcome back. The next video is going to describe how to plan your essay. Many students don't do this. They read the test question and they start writing, and they get halfway through and realize that it's not really what they want to say, and they start crossing out, and then they get very frustrated and they don't have time to finish. Remember, you only have 1 hour to take this test, so it's very important to plan your essay before you start writing. This will actually save you time during that 1 hour test. So how do you plan an essay? Let's look in page 6 of the handout and go through it together. Think about the question given in the directions and write a one-sentence answer. This sentence will be your thesis, your main idea. If you are not sure of the exact wording, or you haven't organized your central idea, that's okay for now. You can brainstorm first and then write your thesis after. Your entire essay will be explaining and proving this one idea. So sometimes students like to think about what they're going to say for a little bit and then write their main idea, and some people choose to write their main idea first and then brainstorm. Both of them are perfectly legitimate. As an example of the thesis for the essay question given previously, a student could write, so again, if the test question asks, why are jobs so important to people? You could write the following as a thesis statement. A career is important because it provides financial security and it allows people to get a break from their home lives. Think about how you could prove or explain your thesis. This is called brainstorming. Make a list of possible ideas. You do not have to write in full sentences or use correct grammar. Focus on the ideas rather than writing perfectly. Remember, only you will see this list. After you are done with your list, choose the best to use in your essay. Many successful writers use between 2 or 3 or maybe 4 ideas to use in their essay. Each idea you choose will become the central idea for a paragraph or section of your essay. Do not choose reasons that are too similar to each other or would be hard to write about. If the reasons are too similar to each other, then students tend to be redundant, which means repetitive, and they end up saying the same thing again and again in their essay, and you want to avoid this. So here's an example of a student's brainstorming. You can find this on page 6 of the handout. Remember, there are many possible ideas you could include in your essay and many ways to brainstorm. Good writers often disagree with each other and cannot think of every possible idea. The example given below is simply one good example of brainstorming out of an unlimited number of possible examples. So even if your ideas would be very different from these, that's okay. So let's look at this list. Again, the question is, why is work so important to people? So this student decided to come up with reasons why that's true. Why jobs are so important to people. So they came up with 7. Some possible reasons the student could come up with is money, financial security, macho pride, a sense of satisfaction, socializing with coworkers, getting away from home, and being a role model to kids. You'll notice that the first and second idea has been sort of linked together because the student decided, you know what, those are very similar, so I can't use both of those because I'll end up repeating myself. But I could combine them to make one idea. And also down below you see get away from home, number 6. That would be a good idea to include because that idea is also in the reading. So it might be a good idea to write about because you could use the readings very easily with this. So perhaps the first section or paragraph includes the ideas in the first and second idea the student brainstormed, money and financial security. And the second is number 6, getting away from home. So now the writer knows what it is their essay is going to be about. In the introduction, you're going to give the thesis statement, which is, a career is important because it proves financial security and it allows people to get a break from their home lives. The first section of the student's essay is going to be about money and financial security and why that makes jobs important to people. The second main idea the student wants to write about is get away from home. So the student is going to write about that secondly. So again, some people choose to brainstorm first and then come up with a thesis, and other students choose instead to write their thesis first and then brainstorm. Either way is good. Now I'm going to talk to you about how to start writing your essay.